What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I gotta start this video off by asking you a question. Do you know just why you eat the way that you do? And I mean beyond just eating because you're hungry and you need to fuel your body, do you know just why you eat the way that you do? Believe it or not, there are actually about 5 reasons we all eat the way that we do, and I'm gonna be discussing each one of those reasons in this video. And once we all understand all the reasons why we are eating, we will be able to change our eating habits for the better, and we'll be able to stick with those eating habits throughout the rest of our lifetime. So if you're someone who finds themselves constantly struggling to get control over their eating habits, control over their hunger, and ultimately control over their weight, this is the video for you. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Achidi, and I'm both a personal trainer and food educator with over 17 years of experience helping real people just like you finally learn how to eat healthy and live an overall healthy lifestyle. And best of all, I do this without serving up a bunch of BS or misinformation. I keep everything super simple and teach you methods that allow it to be as sustainable as possible. Before we get into all the helpful information I got, help me grow my channel and get this video out in front of as many people as possible. I need you to both like this video and also send it out to at least 2 people who you know would benefit from this information. And since I'm asking you to do something for me, I'm gonna give you something for free. Every Sunday I put out a free email newsletter and I wanna send it to you. In order for me to do that, head down to the description. You're gonna see a link to tap in to get on that email newsletter list. Once you do that, it'll get sent right to your inbox starting this Sunday. Now let's get to the first bit of information about why we eat the way we do. And this first reason is one we all are very familiar with. So let's get into our first reason why we eat, and we all know we have to eat to live. This one is pretty much a no-brainer, but there is some context to it. Just like all of our cars that are gas-powered and not electric, but all of our gas-powered cars rely on fuel to go. You can save a few bucks and get the cheap fuel and your car it'll run, but you might have some problems. Or you can get the better fuel that costs you a little bit more, but your car will function properly, it will run for decades, and you have less problems. The same thing is true when you fuel your body. If you're constantly fueling your body with the cheapest, most highly processed food out there because it's cheap, it's quick, it's convenient, well, you are saving money now and setting yourself up for a lot of problems later. But on the other hand, if you use a meal plan and you shop at the grocery store, you're getting more fruits, vegetables, protein-dense items. You're focusing on those kinds of things and treating yourself every now and then. Your body, the high-performance machine that it is, will reward you and will have you performing your best, feeling your best, and looking your best. But if you're going the other end, you're just going for the drive-through, it's cheap, it's convenient, it's easy, well, I can only say that you have made a poor choice and your body is gonna perform horribly, look horribly, and you're gonna have some poor health down the line. So make the right choice with how you fuel your body. I'm not saying to never go to fast food or never have anything indulgent, but a large majority of what you eat needs to be healthy foods. It is more ideal to prepare your meals at home where you can save calories, you can save money. It does take a little time and effort, but it rewards you down the line. The little bit of time and effort that you put in now will set you up to have a better life later. So fuel your body right. We need to eat to live, but that is not the only reason that we eat. We're gonna get into the next reason why we eat, and this one is not based in our body's actual physical needs, but actually our psychological ones. Let's talk about our second motivation behind eating, and this is one of 2 that is based on our emotional state. Comment below if this sounds familiar to you, but whenever you want to feel good, you want to enhance your celebration, ultimately you want more positive vibes, you grab yourself something to eat. It could be a sweet treat like chocolate or jelly beans, or it could be something savory like bacon. But whatever your food is, whenever you want to trigger a feeling of pleasure, joy, happiness, whatever, you grab something and you put it in your mouth and you eat it. And this process is a short-lived one because the little minor pleasure, joy, happiness that you get, it goes away. And you either have to deal with that discomfort or eat again and again and again. And what brought you pleasure is now bringing you pain. So what can you do about it? You have to do the mental work where you're separating eating from managing your moods. Yes, you need to eat to live, and yes, you are allowed to eat things that taste good and make you feel good, but you should not, I repeat, you should not make your cravings, your mental state, your wants, the main driving force behind your food choices. There needs to be some structure. There needs to be some sort of organization behind the time that you eat, the amounts that you eat, and the mental state that you are in when you choose the foods that you eat. Because if you're constantly just going off of what you want to do, what you want to feel like, what you crave, you have no control, and you will constantly be setting yourself up for a painful future based off your short-term immediate gratification. Trust me, it is going to be worth it when you work on separating your cravings, driving your food choices, and now you make it more your intended goals driving your food choices. You will still get to enjoy what you eat. You will still feel good about it, but now you are in the driver's seat and not your emotions. So comment below if that sounds familiar to you, but brace yourself. We're going to talk about the second emotional reason behind our eating. Let's hit that like button and get right to it. This next reason is the other emotional motivation behind our eating, but this one comes with negative emotions. Let me know in the comments if you're the kind of person that needs something sweet or even savory to take the edge off and help you feel good. Let me know in the comments if you are that person, what helps you to feel good, because unfortunately, this is just a temporary solution. Just like eating food can enhance your pleasure temporarily, eating food can take away the negative only temporarily. And just like eating to enhance your pleasure will lead you to a negative long-term health situation, same will coping with your negative emotions by eating. At the end of the day, food only provides a temporary relief to a deeper issue. So whether you eat to celebrate or you eat to not feel low or you do both, if your emotions are in the driver's seat, it's time to take back control. It's time to talk to a professional to understand your emotional state and create healthier strategies around your stress. And also, fueling your body with better food by using a structured meal plan and eating more of your meals at home is going to make your body feel better. And when your body feels better, your brain is going to be less cluttered, less stressed, less burdened. So eating healthy actually helps your mental state. I'll say it again. Eating healthy actually helps your mental state because when your body is not burdened with all the processed crap going into it, with a ton of extra calories going into it, your body is free to let you know it is good to go. And when your body feels good to go, you have less stress and you are also in control of your health. So take control back. You can do it. So let me know in the comments what kind of an emotional eater you are. Are you an emotional eater that enhances their pleasure, or do you eat to escape the negative, or is it a little bit of both? I'm here to help you, not to judge you. So let's go to our next eating motivation, which is not an emotional one, but deals with our childhood. Our fourth reason behind eating has to do with our past, our childhood, how we are raised, and the environment we were raised around. Let me know in the comments if you were raised in an environment where you were given food as a reward for a job well done, or were you raised in an environment where food was withheld from you as a form of punishment? Or were you raised in an environment where you were always encouraged to finish everything you eat because there's starving kids in Africa? Spoiler alert, they're not going to get that food. But if any of those sound familiar, let me know in the comments, because your childhood experience around food is shaping what you do as an adult. And not just for those reasons I stated, but also what you saw the adults around you doing with food shapes what you do currently with food. If you grew up with a parent that struggled to control their weight, chances are they passed on a lot of that to you. Or maybe you had parents who didn't struggle with their weight, but you happened to not win the genetic lottery and you had to struggle to control your weight. And every time your parents saw you eating something, they had something to say about it. Or they gave you a look, or other family members did. And now that messes with you. And the way you interact with food is very toxic, where you will eat for emotional reasons and then you'll beat yourself up for eating. And then now you're in this back and forth where you're eating a bunch, restricting yourself. There's so much turmoil behind it. It all circles back to your childhood. The messaging you were taught about eating, the way food was either used as a reward or as a punishment, and then the way you saw the adults around you interacting and engaging with food are all reasons how your childhood shaped the way you eat as an adult. None of that means that you can never change it. But again, it goes back to taking the time to either work with a professional or do an honest assessment of your past, your messaging that you hear in your head, or even what your family members do. Look at them, look within yourself, and you will see the key behind a lot of your eating issues. It's not, again, a death sentence, but it's just a way for you to see the, aha, this is why I do what I do. When you can recognize that it is because of your past, you can now change your future for the better. It all circles back to recognizing, is it the emotions causing you to eat, either the good or the bad? Or is it things from your childhood in combination with the emotions that are causing you to eat in the way that you are? You have to do an honest personal assessment, because that is the only way to get back control. And your emotions, your childhood, and this next reason that I'm about to talk about are the reasons behind your current eating woes. And this last reason is one that not many people consciously think about, but once I tell it to you, you're going to be like, dang, that's pretty crazy, or dang, this is me. Let's get right to that last one. Off we go. Many people don't realize that they are eating and creating a bigger, more unhealthy body to protect themselves. This might seem mind-blowing, but just imagine if in your past you were violated in some way. Somebody touched you or said something, or God forbid, forced you to do something that you didn't want to do. And in order to make sure that never happens again, you're going to make yourself less desirable. You're going to eat so that no man or woman looks at you and, oh, I'm safe. Or maybe nothing of that sort has happened to you, but for whatever reason, you feel intimidated by success. You don't want to have the pressure to achieve put upon you, so you unconsciously eat more food. You create a bigger, more unhealthy body because society looks down upon people who have big and unhealthy bodies. And if society looks at you as someone that's almost bottom of the barrel, cool. Nobody's looking at me. Nobody's putting expectations on me. I can just stay down low and fester. So comment below if any of those sound like something that you do. If you find that you're creating a less desirable, less healthy version of yourself in order to prevent people from finding you attractive, or to prevent people from putting expectations on you, or to allow yourself to just be on the lowest form of expectations by society and you can just stay under the radar, that is not healthy. It's understandable you would want to protect yourself and your ego, but the way you're going about it is the unhealthy part. This again comes down to talking to a professional so that you can assess just what's going on between your ears, because a lot of the reasons beyond just our physiological need for fuel and to perform are the reasons why many of us eat without control. Our emotions go high and low. Our childhood past always creeps up and starts making us act out of pocket around food, or we may have some insecurities and protective mechanisms built into our brain which say, stay big, stay unhealthy, and that will help us stay safe. Look at yourself. Look at your own motivations, because we all do some form of these in some way. So what can be done to navigate our eating so that we are back in control and none of our emotions, our past, or our insecurities take over? I'm going to give you 3 simple tips. Let's go to them. First and foremost, I've said it before and I'll say it yet again, You need to plan your meals. You should not be eating off of your wants, your cravings, whatever. There needs to be some intelligent design behind the choices, the amounts, and the times that you eat. And when you are creating that plan, there are two meal components that need to be present with everything you eat, and that is protein and fiber. If you're not sure how to make those work, comment below and I'll help you with it. Secondly, track your triggers for those of you who are emotional eaters, whether they are positive emotions, negative emotions, or neutral ones, like simply being bored. You need to find your reasons behind your eating. You need to check in with yourself when those cravings hit and be like, why am I feeling this way? What is causing this? It shouldn't just be something that happens, you react to it, and you move forward. It should be something that you become a bit of an investigator on, because you want to be in the driver's seat, so you need to do a little bit of legwork, and it always helps having a professional look at what you have gathered as information and help you come up with a game plan to change your strategy. And then lastly, reframe your relationship with food. It doesn't mean that you cannot eat things that make you feel good, but you should see food first and foremost as a means to fuel your body up and to keep you healthy. That doesn't take away from the pleasure of eating. That doesn't make food boring and monotonous. It simply keeps the main functions of food as your guide, and then everything else comes secondary to all of that. If you made it to this part of the video, I know you've learned some good things. Comment below the questions you have and let me know just what you've come to understand about your own personal motivation behind eating. I'd love to hear from you and help you navigate this and become the healthiest version of yourself through simple strategies that are sustainable for the long time. In just a second, you're going to see a preview for another video from my channel popping up. Give it a watch and I'll see you on the next one.